Hey, I'm Sean from the BarCoe Studio, and we have Carl from Surf Music here with us, supporting Musivv Awards. Carl, thanks for flying all the way from London to make it to Dubai for your first time, which is still impressive to me.
There you go.
But welcome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. It's very exciting to be here. Just a bit of background about me.
Yes, please.
I'm the CFO of Surf Music. I've been with the company for 4 years, basically since they started. Ken Kabori, who's the CEO, he's a good close friend of mine, and I've known him for over a decade. So I've kind of been in amongst the weeds with this. It's a project of love, as I'm sure you know. Like, it's a labor of love in the music space, and here we are. Though we're at an inflection point, so it's pretty exciting. Glad to be here. That is cool.
So tell me what Surf is.
That's a great question. Surf is basically a B2B platform where we connect artists who create content with labels, the indies, the majors, or like gaming companies or TV or advertising companies who need access to unpublished music.
Okay. If I wanted to learn more about what that means, right? Because that's a pretty big ball to chew on, right? Of like, well, what is that in the music world? So if you're new to the music world, where would you send them to go? Go to your website?
Yeah, absolutely.
Break it down on there?
It's discover.surf. And then you can either, if you're a creator, you just sign on as an artist, it's sort of labeled, and you can just sign up. There's a freemium version for people who just want to get started straight away, and then just sort of trial the platform.
Okay.
And obviously, once you get settled in, there's various plans that are kind of slotted depending if you're kind of, I guess, it's a pastime or a hobby, or if you're really serious, like a professional. So we've got kind of three in between to sort of fit whichever they are.
So from the artist perspective, I'm making music. Do I put the music that I haven't released on there yet? Or do I put music that's in my Spotify catalog on here? Like, what's the...
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's for unpublished music. It's for music that's not been streamed or heard before. And it's for anyone, really. It could even be a published artist. You could be signed to a publisher. But if it's unpublished, you can put it up there. Load it up. First of all, what happens is you just have access to your personal library. So you put your own credentials in there, like who you are, what kind of music you're creating, what your styles are, maybe a photo of it sort of helps as well. And then after that, you have the opportunity to upload your entire library. It could be just a couple of songs that you want to put on the marketplace, which I'll talk about in a minute, or it could be your whole catalog. You could be an established artist, and it could be like 250, 300 songs. It's up to you. But once you put those songs on the library, then you have the opportunity to select those to go onto the marketplace. And that's where that then opens up to the people who want to buy music. So that would be, again, mentioned like labels, like Sony Music Japan, or indie labels, or gaming companies. Disney, for example, people like that are using the platform to try and find unpublished music that have been heard before.
So we're talking, I want to back us up a little bit, because I think there's a cooler part of your platform, from what I understand. Before we get to the people buying our music or working, let's talk about the collaborations, because I think you have it set up to where maybe I need someone to mix it, or maybe I need someone to jump on guitar from a different genre.
Yeah,
I just need that connection, that collaboration space. I think that's for me the coolest.
Yeah, that's a great point. Thanks for nudging me back into it. So yeah, on the creator side, for artists, obviously, we want to keep people engaged with the platform, but we also want to offer something that is difficult for them to get elsewhere, and that's Surf Sessions. So once you go to Surf Music and you sign up, there's the opportunity to select Surf Sessions. And what that is the opportunity for you to access anyone on our platform. So any creator who's already on the platform and open themselves up to it. It's kind of like a LinkedIn. You can connect with them. And then from that point forth, you can set up a private session or an open session where you put out to the whole Surf platform. Say, listen, I'm going to make this song. Here are the stems, or here's what I've done so far. I'm looking for a vocalist, or I'm looking for a keyboard player, or I'm looking for something like that. And then you can set up the stems, they can download them. And then you literally have a session where you can collaborate. And it's really cool. We've seen people from Korea link up with people from America. And the cool thing about it is we've set up an automatic translation system. So what happens is you could be sat here in UAE and you could select Arabic or English, whatever it is. And then the guy that you want to collaborate, or the girl, could be based in Japan. You type it in English or your own language, it auto translates to the Japanese. So nice. Yeah, it's really cool.
Let's talk a little bit about, because we talked about it earlier. Tell me about, like, how is the artist protected? Like, when we talk about, I have a song that's unpublished, and now I need collaboration, like, because I'm in the business, I sign NDAs and before I ask for an artist track. How are they protected so that it doesn't get, he sent me this, they make another song with your music, and then You know, what's your guys' take on how do you deal with that?
Yeah, this is a huge issue across the industry, not just with us. How we deal with it is when anybody submits anything to the marketplace, so it's a bit separate to sessions. If you want to jam with somebody, maybe they've got some samples in there from another song. That's up to you. You can put that in there. But if you put it on marketplace, that's where it's going to be open to the public. We've got a lot of terms and conditions that we've had sort of thoroughly vetted by legal to make sure that as an artist, you have to be 100% certain that when you click OK, this is OK for marketplace, that it's genuinely OK and you're not infringing any copyright. We're just a platform to enable people to connect with each other, to try and bring down, you know, huge collaboration and to try and knock down the walls and bring people from all over the world, connecting east to west. But once it's out in the marketplace, that's really up to the artist to make sure that they're fully aware. Hence why in the kind of surf sessions, if there is anything coming forward, you just have to be super clear, super concise, and to make sure and get them to show you that their records are, that they've got the ownership or the IP or whatever it is to be able to use it.
So you guys are making the connection, and all those other legalities and protections for yourself are still on the artist and individually to make sure you're protected.
That's right. But we have access to lawyers, industry lawyers who have been on both sides of the fence, and through no charge. It's not really a business part of ours, but we connect you with those guys. So if there's any concerns or anything, we can just put you in touch with people who are in the industry to sort that out. So.
Okay, cool. Well, that's enough of the scary part
of
it. But I think the collaboration part is really cool. But so let's talk about some other. Well, just tell me the journey. Give me your guys' journey.
Wow, it's been.
How'd you get? You said I think 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
So tell me about the last 4 years.
Yeah, wow, it's crazy. So we started in kind of just at the end of 2020, and it was at that point Ken's kernel for an idea. I should probably talk about Ken. Ken Kobori, he's the CEO. He's a really well-known producer in Japan. And for 20 years, he's been on both sides of the fence, A&R, as well as a producer. And for the first part of his career, he was signed to a big management company. And then the second half, he kind of went independent. But I think the issues that he saw then are still kind of plaguing the industry now, which is if you're an artist and you're in the studio creating super cool content, how are you able to connect with A&Rs and collaborate and build out your network and meet people from across the world and writing camps? All these things that are super important are really difficult to do.
Yeah.
So he's like, look, I'm just going to make this, I'm going to create something that is going to be useful for me. So when I heard that, I was like, I love this kind of platforms when founders in an industry are making problems and solving them for themselves. I always think they're good companies to kind of back. So that's why I got really interested and came on board. So it just started off literally a place where you could upload some music, and we had some sort of industry friends who were on the buy side look, and there were a couple of transactions early on, and we were like, wow, we've got something here. And from that point forth, we realized there's a market for this, and there's a need, and an opportunity to not just do this for Japan, which is where we started, but actually broaden this out to the world. So I'll just give you from the beginning, it would have been sort of 10, 15 people on both sides. We've now got over 30,000 creators on the platform. We've got 31,000 songs, over sort of 500, nearly 600 buyers now. When I say buyers, I mean like indies, majors, TV, gaming, advertising companies who are all searching for unpublished or new music. And we were like, okay, how are we going to bring back the community aspect? And the community aspect goes on both sides.
Yeah.
You've got the creator side, where obviously we're kind of creating this Tinder stroke kind of LinkedIn-like element where you find an artist that you really love and you want to collaborate with. That's on the creator side. You can do that in jam in sessions. But on the kind of major side or the labels, how are you going to get value out of this? Or if you're a publisher, how are you going to get value out of it? And it's like, okay, we sort of came up with a technology solution that benefits everybody. It makes everyone's lives a bit more efficient. If you're a creator, it helps you manage your catalog, but that also flips through to a publisher. We've got Fuji Pacific, who's one of the largest publishers in the world. They've been supporters of the program and the company, beg your pardon, since the beginning. They're literally uploading their entire catalog, including unpublished work, because of the tools that we've built. And the two main ones are an AI tagging system, where once you upload a song, we've got multiple tags. The AI runs through it, and it's not just BPM or genre or mood. It's a whole bunch. So that makes searching for songs that much easier. And the second thing is kind of magic search, where you could literally type, if you're a publisher and you've got a brief through, could be like, oh, I want to have a feeling like I'm a cowboy smoking a cigarette on the beach. And you put that in, press enter, and it goes through and searches, and then brings up the highest ranking in terms of percentage terms to that which you were searching for. So they've been blown away. That's a really cool part of the platform. And I think it's certainly going to help, I think.
Man, I think the sync opportunities
will
be incredible. How do you guys deal with that? I know basically you're connecting. So if there's a sync opportunity, you just connect the two and that's it?
Yeah, so what's going to happen is sync is going to be stage 2. So what we've realized is if you're a creator and you're an artist and you've uploaded a song, so obviously outside of sessions, the way that we can help monetize is to open that library up to sync. So that everyone has a fair chance of monetizing on the platform. Okay. So that's that's stage 2. But obviously right now we've got opportunities to offer individuals or if they're interested in that kind of thing, we introduce them. But stage 2 for us is going to be setting that up on the platform.
Okay. So the kind of a question. So I have a young artist. I'm just trying to throw some scenarios that I might have, right? So I have a young artist who knows nothing about sync other than kind of a broad term. Their song gets picked up by somebody big and they want to sync it. Will you offer, because if they say it, if Nike calls a smaller artist,
yep,
they need someone to help them negotiate a sync deal, right? Because that's a very specific and niche category of negotiations, right? Sure. And like I wouldn't negotiate a sync deal. I would call someone else that I know hey, I got a sync deal, take care of this. How would you guide the artist on that? What's your plan for that?
Yeah, so right now, it would be similar to what you said, third party. We just introduce people who know what they're doing in that space. I think when we grow into it, it's going to be having people on the team who are experts in that space who can help advise people.
So you guys already see this coming?
Yeah, we do.
To me, from the business side, I think that's amazing because on the film side, obviously we do film, right? Yep. And then, we need a song. Yep. And then with your AI, being able to search that, and I think it's super cool. Like, we're using the AI. We'll talk a little bit about that because, in the creative world, people are afraid of AI. They're afraid it's going to replace the creator. But in this scenario, you're actually using the AI to find the creator of making original music. And I think that's cool. I find for us, I think AI is a absolute benefit as a tool it's just like when T-Pain used auto-tune, right? It doesn't need it. It was a tool. Yep. It was an effect. So I don't think that AI can replace human creation.
I agree. And I think maybe, look, we can go off on a tangent, but if AI does start taking over, I think there'll be a premium put on human content. Yeah. I think people will realize actually, it's the true creative is actually having a human being play that, create it.
Agreed.
And, AI right now, they're just basically taking and absorbing back catalogs and creating stuff they've already heard, whereas a human actually had to create that. So
that's right.
I'm less of a pessimist on AI. I think, like you said, it's going to be a really cool tool, and that's what we're trying to do. Use the tools to help the creators.
Yeah, there has to be some control of it at some point. I think. I think it has a potential. Not in my lifetime. I always tell my kids this is going to be a you problem. Yeah, it won't hit that in my lifetime. But I think right now I'm excited about AI because. Anything that lightens a person's workload, and it's the cataloging, the searching, the data management, right? If that's where I think AI is amazing, right? Yeah. Now I need to go search for a song, and your AI tool helps.
Yeah, for sure. That's the feedback we've had from labels or publishers too, where it's a game changer for them. It just saves so much time. They can create playlists super easily in seconds as opposed to weeks.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And now the artist has a better chance, in my opinion, of getting pulled up in that versus sitting there. Yep. So tell me about a good collaboration you guys have done.
Wow, man, there's been loads. One that sort of sticks in my mind, this is the really surprising one for me where I really realized surf was kind of, moving on the map, was Pokémon reached out to us through a connection to the company, but they heard what we were doing and they were like, look, this sounds really interesting. So the Pokémon team reached out and said, look, we want to create a new song. They gave us some samples and said, look, just use these. So we put it out on the Surf platform, and we said, this is what Pokémon want to do. These are the parameters, and we had literally sort of 300-400 creations come back. We sent those to the label. Obviously, there was a little bit of making sure that they were high enough quality, which the AI helped us out with that too. But they selected. It was top liner was a producer based in Paris. So it goes from Tokyo to Paris. We had writers based in LA and Japan helping rework the lyrics, and then finally it was sung in Japan. But that was one I was like, wow, that's really cool.
That's pretty big.
Truly.
This became global.
Yeah, for sure.
Super quickly. I'm guessing.
Yeah, too, right? Yeah. It was within weeks. So
wow. Yeah. Well, that sped the entire process up.
Yeah, for sure.
And so they were happy with they used the song?
Yeah, they'd used the song. Yeah, it was sung by a couple of famous artists in Japan. Another one we've had. recently as well, where the runners-up, the artist, it was a remix competition, and we've got a lot of remix competitions coming through where you take the original song and just put it out and just see what comes back. So the artist can be sort of pleasantly surprised. We had one, it was won by a UK artist called Bad Milk, but there were 8 runners-up, and the band loved them so much, they're actually going to release those as well in Japan for that remix. So yeah, there's loads of things that
I think it sounds exciting, because I think you're giving young artists, or the guy in Paris. Was anybody on the Pokémon project? Was anybody already famous A-listers that were on it?
No, just the singers in the end, but no, everyone else. It was it was a young producer in Paris. So yeah, yeah.
So to me, I think what you guys are doing, how would you have had that opportunity from Paris to be on the Pokémon
exactly,
project,
exactly.
So.
And for young artists as well to come onto the platform, put your content on and just have the opportunity to get discovered.
Yeah.
We've got buyers from, when I say buyers, the kind of people who want new music from all over the world, Sweden, France, US, I mean, you name it. We've got artists from 195 countries.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're sort of definitely getting out there and touching most parts of the world.
So tell me about Dubai, Middle East. What is that for you guys?
Yeah, well, listen, I mean,
I get it's part of Asia, but obviously Middle East is a little different than Japan market.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, we've over the last sort of year or so, we've really realized that as we've ramped up and we're seeing artists from literally almost all parts of the world at the moment, we've got stages that we want to accomplish. Like we've been in US, Korea, Japan, Taiwan are the kind of main markets, and Europe is now sort of coming up at the same time, Middle East as well.
Okay.
We've got a growing number of Middle East creators on the platform, artists who've kind of signed up from Saudi, from UAE, which we're really excited about, and hence me being here. We see a huge opportunity, but part of me being here is we'd love to learn more. We'd love to learn more about the market. We know the markets that we deal in right now really well, but Middle East is it's obviously a structural market with some issues that obviously high level we're aware of, but really we'd love to get to really know the artists and see how we can help. Yeah,
I think your struggle will be in this market right now, maybe the B2B, right?
Yep.
But I think that the creators market, I think what your tool is going to be awesome.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. I think you're right. For the artists, I think it's an opportunity to collaborate with musicians or producers from other locations.
It's a better option than Fiverr.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Because I need a producer. Oh, can we go on Fiverr? But now I think from what I've read and what I've seen about what you guys are doing, it's music based.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
Fiverr is just any freelancer for whatever. So I think that having a very niche music platform like that is your music LinkedIn, you called it. That's how I'm always going to refer to it as that. Like if I had to summarize this brand in one word, LinkedIn for music is what I would choose, right?
Yep, for sure.
So anything else?
No, that's it. Just really excited to meet as many artists as I can while I'm here, and really appreciate the time.
Okay, Carl, man, it's been a pleasure. I'm glad to meet you. I'm glad you took the trip to Dubai.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you coming to the BarCoe Studio. Thanks for supporting Musivv, who obviously likes supporting young artists also.
Yeah, passion of ours. So
we will see you tomorrow at the Musivv Awards.
Brilliant.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in. You'll see this interview after the Musivv Awards has already happened, so make sure you go congratulate your winners, and thanks for stopping by.